And welcome back. With Matric results due to be announced soon, many prospective students will be receiving communication from various institutions of higher learning or those pretending to be such regarding their placements and registration information. With this, there is a potential for cyber attacks to exploit this opportunity to gain access to personal information and scamming students. Let's unpack this further with CSIR Senior Cybersecurity Specialist, Precious Maduma. Precious, thank you so much for joining us. Really do appreciate it. How serious is the potential for scamming, very specifically by obtaining the personal information of hopeful tertiary institution students in the coming week as Matric results are being released?
Good afternoon to you and the viewers. To talk into that, cyber attacks, they are increasingly growing in this era. So attackers, they know that most students, they are under pressure, that they need to be accepted to universities, and then when they send out those emails to them saying probably you are accepted in this university and maybe you need to verify your documents or your information, they know that they will quickly respond to that because they are under pressure to be accepted. And another thing is that most students, they lack digital literacy.
Yeah.
So when you talk about digital literacy, it's knowing how to identify and to respond to cyber attacks. So knowing that most learners, they lack in that, they use that opportunity so to scam them.
How do you distinguish between whether or not the information that is requested from you is the type of information that would leave you vulnerable should it be mismanaged and mishandled?
Okay, so when you receive an email, speaking specifically to students, if you receive an email that you've been accepted in a certain institution, the university can never ask you to share maybe your banking details or your ID number inside that email. So when you receive such an email and it asks you to maybe click on this link to maybe pay a certain amount so that maybe your application can be accepted or can be moved forward, it's where you need to take action and be questioned and to question if that email it's really from the university. And if there are any contact numbers that are being included there, you don't have to respond into that. Or the best thing to do is to go straight into the university website and then call the number that is there on the university to confirm if what they have sent you, it's really from them.
So what if I apply to a college and the college says to me I have to pay an application fee, which is, by the way, a very normal practice, an application fee of 500 Rand, hypothetically speaking. I pay it, and I pay it perhaps online. Does that leave me vulnerable, one? But secondly, and importantly, if that college emails me back a few days later and says, your application has been accepted, you are successfully accepted, you have to commence registration, and we'll now charge you a registration fee of 5,000 Rand, and you have to pay that to secure your spot. Again, I attempt to pay that online because such a portal is made available. Am I being left vulnerable there? How do I determine whether it's a legitimate process versus when it's not?
It's very important when you receive such emails to check the email address where the email is coming from, because most of the time the attackers, they use email address with typos, or they're using the wrong domain name of the university. So the first thing is to check if the email address is really from that certain university. And most of the time, universities, they do send out communication that this is the process on how it's done, and they usually provide banking details if you wanna pay manually. And the best thing to do is also go to the website, the university website, to confirm if those banking details are correct, because they also include them on their website. So you don't really have to just rely on whatever it's there on the context of that email.
Yeah, banking details are one way to verify, but certain payment processes involve the third-party payment portal, again, which is also very normal, where it's not necessarily you having to make an EFT transfer, but rather where you approving a debit order, for instance, or where you're approving a payment to be deducted from your account through a third-party payment portal. In the instance where it's such a transaction, how do we determine the veracity of it?
Okay, so since universities, they do send out communication on how you can pay, let's say, your registration online. So if you received an email where there is a link that says, click on this link to pay your registration fee, it's better to go into the website and type in the link or the link or URL of that university. Because since they have sent out communication, there are steps on how you can pay online. So if you go straight inside the website, university, you are able there to follow the steps there instead of clicking that link. Because if you click on that link, it might redirect you to a fake university's portal.
Yeah, we're going to have to leave it there. Precious, thank you so much for your time and your insights. Really do appreciate it. Precious Maduma is a senior cybersecurity specialist at the CSIR.